Alright, man, what's good, man? We back at it. I'm gonna do a little I can't call it a reaction, but I'm just gonna break down and explain uh this thing we call the Matrix and what's been going on with these UFOs, UAPs, everybody been seeing, and what this really is that you're seeing. So let's get into it, man. Shout out to all the teachers and I guess you say whistleblowers and people that been exposing this for years, and people been calling them crazy, thinking they stupid, they don't know what they talking about. But now it's coming out, and all this shit is falling into place. So let me start. Let's start. I'm gonna start first of all with explaining uh, what the Matrix is. You know what I mean? And a lot of people explain it different ways, but uh, I feel like people the way they explain it, it don't make sense. It kind of leaves other parts out every time you add. It seems like they add something and it leaves something out. It's crazy, but the way I'm explaining it is going to have all the pieces to it, and make more sense as far as the breakdowns of evidence and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get into it. Like first and foremost, people are under the impression that uh we're under five. We're in the fifth. They get the dimensions confused with the densities, and that's not the same thing. And I have a map created by Davion, aka Christo's avatar. He created a map that basically gives a more accurate breakdown of the dimensions and the densities. And then I have a map of my own. I kind of overlay over that. Well, not overlay over it, but it kind of helps break that down and how it corresponds with your DNA strands and everything like that. And how dimensions work, how entities are coming in and out of dimensions, how they're layered upon each other. All those things are really important to understand for you to know how the matrix works, so you just don't get caught up in these frantic ideas and beliefs about what we are and where we are in the galaxy and in this matrix, this whole universe. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna show a couple of clips from some reaction videos, just because I seen some clips that had some real good information in them, as far as visuals that helped me explain this. So I got a couple videos from my man OG over on YouTube. His reaction videos be pretty cool. He got some pretty nice stuff in there. So, you know, hope I'm cool using his reaction to show my reactions. Ain't no biggie, but yeah, man. Let's see. We got the density thing is kind of foggy with people explaining that. So I'm gonna clear that up a little bit. I'm gonna also clear up what these spheres are. Tell you what these spheres are exactly. And explain. It's one more thing, one major key that I wanted to hit on. I can't think of it right now, but it'll come to me. But yeah, so we gonna get into that, man. Uh, First starting, let's see where I want. It's a good starting point. I guess let's start with this video. Let's start with the reaction video, and then I'll go from there on what this guy's talking about. Let's go there and play that.
Thousands of supposed drones all over the skies of the United States aliens? Or are they something much different? Could they possibly be the angels that the Bible prophesied about? Are we at the beginning of the book of Revelations? Let's talk about it. Now, I watched this stream off a New Jersey beach for over an hour last night and watched hundreds of these glowing orbs go in and out of the ocean right before my eyes. Now, this is what an actual close-up picture of these drones look like before they transform. Transform, you say? This is what I mean. They are turning into things that we are familiar with. All kinds of different shapes. Every one of them is different. They're like snowflakes. No two are the same. They even transform into fighter jets. Now, there is a reason why they're doing this. And
okay, like right here. Transformers. They've been telling you in movies for years that this been going on. People can't fathom it. This is first of all, you have to understand what we're dealing with. We're dealing with particles. You know what I mean? So when you have entities or beings that understand this science to this technology, all you're dealing with is nanotechnology. And if you remember, I think it was the third Transformers where they went into the nanotechnology and how that was the new basis of how the Transformers form. You know what I mean? And how they transform. It was through the nanotechnology, which is nothing but particles. You know what I mean? Manipulating themselves, or you have particles that behave like, you know what I mean, like whatever you build them as. You know what I mean? That behave as their own entity. You know what I mean? So like they have, for instance, they have uh this little crab, like it kind of looks like a little lobster thing. It like goes in and they could put this into your blood cells and it could go in and kill cancer cells. You know what I mean? This is nanotechnology. They have particles that small that they can control. So just imagine, you know what I mean? And this is human technology I'm talking about. This is not even the advanced stuff that you're seeing right here. This is human technology I'm talking about, that they have the ability to go into your skin and kill cancer cells, differentiate white blood cells from red blood cells and all that type stuff. And I read this in an article in high school. So this was over 15 years ago when this information came out. So just imagine the advancements they have now with nanotechnology. Not to say that this is what this is. I'm just giving you a perspective of how advanced these other uh, higher dimensional beings can be with their nanotechnology and their particle and their science behind particles and particle. You know what I mean? And atoms and atomic masses and all this stuff. All these different combinations of elements. They are the masters of that. We keep going, but these orbs that he's talking about is, I kind of explained this in my last video that nobody watched, but it'll catch fire once this truth starts coming out that I'm on point. You know what I mean? And then it'll just, what I put out will be a timestamp. But anyway, I was explaining this ball right here and how it's the zodiac and how each ring is a life cycle, and then that ring rotates clockwise. You see what I'm saying? It goes into your other zodiac, so on and so forth, until you've eventually completed these life cycles, and then it goes around and around until eventually these lines are going to cover this whole ball. So this ball would be so this ball would be eventually black, if we're putting in perspective and correspondence with these lines on here. You see what I'm saying? So after you lived all your life lines, you become one of these orbs that you see behind this man right here. You understand what I'm saying? A sun, because these are plasmic orbs. Now, a lot of people will confuse you and say that plasma uh, is the fourth phase of matter, but that makes no sense if you already had earth, wind, fire, and water prior to plasma. So that means it would be the fifth, not the fourth. I don't understand how people skipped over that. It's just crazy to me. But when you have the four elements, which is earth, wind, fire, and water, all in unison. Let me see, earth, wind, fire. Yeah, water, earth, wind, fire, water, all in unison by the etheric, held together by the etheric force. Then that creates plasma, which as the sun, because then you have a liquid, you have crystal, and you have a gas, all charged by what is fire, which is thermal energy, all charged by that electric charge. And it creates a whole nother form. First, that creates a magnetic field. The electric charge creates a magnetic field and pulls in the ether. It strengthens the ether that is already there. Ether is in everything. You see what I'm saying? So the electric charge just amplifies what is already there, which is the ether. So once you amplify that ether, that is holding all those elements together, that earth, wind, fire, and that earth, which is crystal, the liquid, which is, they explain as water, but it's really liquid, and then the gas. You know what I mean? When you electrify that or give it a charge, it becomes plasma, which is the sun. And the sun is plasma is the form. It's kind of like a liquid, it's a solid and a gas all at the same time. That's what the sun is. You see what I'm saying? So these plasma orbs are all of those elements unified, balanced. You see what I'm saying? Which we are as humans meant to become. You know what I mean? Sons of our own. That's why we said we're sons of sons. You know what I mean? We have what you know as they keep saying the Merkaba or the Star of David within you, your star seed or your DNA strand, which has been which has been pulled into fractals, and I'm gonna show you that in my map. That's what my map is more about. Is about how your DNA strands have been pulled from the seed, from what you know as the plasmic orb, and it's been basically stranded out into one single strand with fractals of each dimension. So that, which is also your memory. That's how you have memory loss and gaps in your realities and stuff like that, because all this is tied together. Each dimension, not to be confused with density, but each dimension is a DNA strand. So as you go up in dimensions, you're gonna get more and more of your DNA added back to your genome. You get what I'm saying? Or added back to your star seed. So I just wanted to iterate on that. So number one, we're starting off with there are 5 densities, right? 5 densities. 5 densities. Get that in your head. 5 densities. These are not dimensions. These are densities. These are states of matter. These are the how heavy you are, or your makeup in each one of these densities. You see what I'm saying? Each density has 3 dimensions. 3 times 5, that's 15. That's why you're in a 15-dimensional time matrix. Okay? 15-dimensional time matrix. 3 dimensions in each density. There's 5 densities, a total of 5. Six that you could perceive, but that 6th one is the overseers. See what I'm saying? Once you get to that sixth density, you know what I mean? It's outside of the matrix, so it's not counted. It's no longer counted as the 5th density. And I'm gonna go into that in the map. Really, let me show it right here. Let me see if I could get a. Let's see if I could share my screen. Here we go, right here. Okay. This is the 15-dimensional time matrix right here. Zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom back out so we can count these. Now, I'm going to show you also within this at how you get your 9 ethers. All right? We're not going to leave anything out here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to bring all the sciences and perspectives of everybody that's got some input on this and show them that everybody's right. Everybody want to point and see, oh, this is wrong, you're wrong. No, everybody's right. And if y'all get in the same fucking room and stop being so egotistic about, you know what I'm saying, your little YouTube pages and shit, you all see that you're talking about the same damn thing. And people won't be so scattered about the information because they won't feel like, oh, such and such is giving me a different. It's basically like everybody's saying they're Christians, but it's 10 churches on the same street. I don't get it. You know what I mean? It's no different from the congregations in the churches and shit. Everybody claiming Christian, but everybody's in their own congregation. If you're talking about the same shit, then do it under one roof. I don't understand it. But anyway, that's just me. Okay, so density 1, 2, 3. That's where we're at. You see how you have density 1, density 2, density 3, density 4, density 5. Okay, these are the densities that we're in, not dimensions. The densities. And if you zoom in, Davion did a real good job with explaining this. You got carbon matter. This is the density we're in. The state of matter that you are. That's what the density is. So you got carbon matter. We're transferring into the 4th dimension, which is that heart chakra everybody's talking about. We're going back into that. And when you come into the 4th dimension, you see it's carbon etheric. Ether, the spirit. So we're going from these material beings on this planet to more spiritualized beings, and that's what's happening. That's why you see people's consciousness raising, because we're becoming more spiritual. And then after you reach that, after you get out of that and shed all this material matter, then you become more etheric. You're getting up into these spiritual realms that you're talking about, these heavens. Now notice, because you'll be quick to have a flat earther come in here. Oh, these are domes. Okay, this is bubbles. Think of it as Petruchio dolls, if I'm saying it right. These dolls within dolls, if you ever played with them as a kid, these are bubbles within bubbles, spheres within spheres. You understand? You have a sphere within you, which is your Merkaba, or what they say, that plasmic orb. You have a particle like that in you, and it's supposed to spread and become outside of you to where you could travel throughout the galaxy, like these orbs you're seeing in the sky are doing right now, interdimensionally traveling through different, you know what I mean, through different realms. This is how it happens, and you have realms separated by water and ether. That's what these orbs is water, voids, ether. Water, voids, ether. Water, voids, ether, or more so, a void or ether, a void, water, ether. It's different levels, but these are the barriers or distortion fields that separate you from these other spheres. So when you say, oh, they're coming from out of the water, they're coming from the sky, this is why, because it's a sphere. You see what I'm saying? So what you're saying, let me explain this a little more right here. Inner Earth. Inner Earth, right? This is what we gotta break down, this inner Earth thing. Because I think that's what's really confusing people, why they're coming out of the water. And if you understood inner Earth, you will understand why they're coming out of the water. As you can see, inner Earth is in the 4th dimension. We're in the 3rd. So if the 4th dimension is a higher dimension, right? Inner Earth is inside of this 3rd dimensional planet. Then that means if something comes from inside of this planet, is coming from the 4th dimension. So if you come from inside of this planet, right? Inside of this planet, and you come from let me I'm gonna explain it, but I'm gonna give you a better a visual with how with this planet that Dr. York explained. You see what I'm saying? And how it's basically folded within within itself, and you have a tropical area within the planet. I'm gonna go into that later, but what I want you to understand is that everything is flipped inside of there. So when you have see, like we look up and we see a sky, you would look up in the earth and you would see oceans on the ceiling. You see what I'm saying? So if they were to submerge through one of their oceans in inner earth, which you know is the 4th dimension, they would come up from out of our ocean in the 3rd. You understand what I'm saying? If you was to come out of the ceiling, you see what I'm saying, of the ocean in inner earth through one of your lakes or oceans that's on the roof, think we're thinking inner earth. So on the roof of this ball, you would have an ocean. And then on top of that, it would be water. What we know it see is our ocean. So when they come up out of that, that's where they're coming from. They're just going from their ocean out of our ocean, from the 4th dimension. Understood? Isn't that more simplified than people thinking that outer space is, we're in a bubble in the outer spaces? It is the ocean. Like, come on now. Like, this shit don't make sense, bro. Y'all gotta make it make sense. Outer space is not the fucking ocean. Yes, you can get to other dimensions through the ocean, and this is why. Because hollow earth, inner earth, is in the 4th dimension. So when you're coming from out of the inner earth, you're coming from the 4th dimension, a higher dimension than what we are, a higher density. Okay, understood? So now that we got that out the way, and you see that we're raising up. See, what had happened was, in these wars, and this speculation of which Stargate got destroyed, but as long as you understand how this works, you understand why we're in the predicament we're in. Okay, so I've heard that it was a Stargate in the 4th dimension that was destroyed. Then I heard it was one in the 10th dimension that was destroyed. But what you need to understand, for whatever reason, if you destroy a higher dimension Stargate, which is most times planets, some of these planets are Stargates within themselves. But if you destroy a major Stargate, it cuts off your your means of reaching all these other dimensions. Like if something happens, the D10, D9 through 8 is inaccessible. You see what I'm saying? You can only access the upper realms. so on and so forth. If something happens in 5, then that means all these other realms under 5 are affected. So this is what happened when they ruptured the fourth dimension, or the fourth heart chakra. It brought us down into lower density. And then you get all the stories about I think I forget, don't get me proper on the timelines, but I think it was the Mayans that just vanished. You see what I'm saying? You had whole groups of people that just, they say, vanished or ascended. And this is why, because they were the last of the people that go through this fourth dimension and turn into carbon etheric beings. You see what I'm saying? They're in a whole nother light spectrum that you can't even fathom. You understand what I'm saying? This is how these things work. This is how these things work. So you go through your lifespan, you go through your life cycles. You understand? And I'll come back in another video and explain these souls and oversouls and your avatar. You see how this is where you got your avatar in the 12th dimension. You have 12 strands of DNA. And the human body, and the arm, leg, arm, head, the God body, this is where you got it from in the 12th dimension. This is where your star seed or your miniature sun was implanted into your body. Your Merkaba was put into you. You see what I'm saying? Or with these orbs you're seeing floating around, it's a mini version of those orbs in you that came from the 12th dimension. You see what I'm saying? And then you've been diluted down. You forgot that that's what you're capable of, and now you're in this third dimension looking up at yourself, wondering, what the fuck am I? What the fuck is that flying around in the sky? It's you. You don't even know it. See what I'm saying? That's your future self. Days of Future Past. I always like to go back to that X-Men Days of Future Past. This is your future self you're looking at, floating around, watching you, wondering why you haven't caught on yet. Once you get past here, you go to a realm to where you no longer need a body. You see what I'm saying? 13th, 14th, and 15th, you no longer need a body. These are suns. You became a sun. You done completed your cycles. Now you're a plasmic being. You done became a sun. And that's what they talk about, this blue flame, gold flame, red flame, because those are the flames that you originate from. Also known as those 3 suns in the Ilion galaxy that Dr. York talks about. You see what I'm saying? If this was him explaining this would be the Ilion. You get what I'm saying? So you have these different teachers. They're all, just because the teacher's different, people think the information is different. And all the teachers are talking about the same thing, but they're doing it in different factions. So everybody thinking they're getting something different. Everybody talking about the same shit, but with different perspectives, because everybody's going to think differently. So you have to have different perspectives on how the information is broken down, so you know that the people are getting it. You understand? But this is no different from what Dr. York been teaching. It's just, it gives you a map. You understand? So let's bust this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm talking about these rings right here, right? So you got the 6 stages. 1, density 1, density 2, density 3, density 4, density 5, and then you got the cosmic fields, or what we know as the Watchers. They're outside of this matrix. See, right here, we're in the fight. And 1 through 12, we're in the fight between balancing your feminine and masculine nature. You understand? Because you're in this vessel that gives you that gives you gender, that throws that off balance. You see what I'm saying? That makes that whole perspective of the feminine and masculine energy more material than spiritual. So you become off balance. Once you balance that and become a master man, master the human body, you see what I'm saying, the God body, then you leave that, then you become a son again. You see what I'm saying? An androgynous being, what these orbs are floating around. You see what I'm saying? They have no gender. They could morph, they could turn into anything they want to. Transformers. You understand what I'm saying? It's funny how they put a play on that with the transsexual, with the transgenders, and call them transformers and shit. You see what I'm saying? And see, this is where a lot of confusion comes from with the people and beings on this planet, because they have a star seed that comes from a realm where you didn't have any gender, when gender wasn't even a part of the, you see what I'm saying? It was never a factor. And then you get dropped into a body where you have to choose male or female. And you wonder why people down here are so confused, because they have a state of mind You see what I'm saying? Trapped in the wrong reality, trapped in the wrong dimension. That's a higher state of mind that doesn't belong in a body where people discriminate against. You see what I'm saying? Color. So you know damn well they're gonna discriminate against your masculine and feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? And what body that should be in. You see what I'm saying? Not saying that it's right. I'm just saying once you get up here, you'll start to understand gay people more. I'm just putting that out there. Once you get up in these higher realms, you start to leave them alone and start bashing them out because you'll start to understand. You see? But that's just me. If it wasn't meant to be, it wouldn't be a factor in our reality. You see what I'm saying? If it wasn't anywhere else in the galaxy, the whole idea of this gay and lesbian, all that shit, it wouldn't be down here. So it has to exist somewhere else in order for it to be down here. I want y'all to get that in your head too. See, this is the chaos realm. This is the realm of chaos. When we graduate out of here, because all this is all these hot damn other realms, all these higher states of mind. You see what I'm saying? But it's fractals of it. So if you have fractals, all these different fractals and variations of states of mind that are in a place that they're not ready for, you get chaos. That's why it's so chaotic down here. So if you graduate from down here, you get your shit together down here. You see what I'm saying? It's like the cheat code through passing through all these other dimensions and getting right back up here. You don't have to go level through level through level through level through level. You can be a master observer and master teacher, and you see what I'm saying? And master yourself, and you could, you know what I mean? Multiply up out of here. You can skip through these realms. And that's what's happening. You have the potential because you have your star seed comes from here. So you had a potential to once you wake the fuck up and step back into your true self, you'll jump back way up here where you come from. Everybody don't come from up here. I'm just gonna let that be out there. Some people come from up here, and this is where they get back to, and then have to progress, and then have to keep going until you eventually, you could get where a lot of us come from. But not everybody comes from there. But everybody has the potential to get back to there. You get what I'm saying, or get to there eventually, and so on and so forth. You understand? So that's what this is explaining. That's what this and all this is explaining. As you can see, this is where you got your avatars, 10, 11 through 12. Like I said, 13, 14, 15. When you see my map, it'll break down even more. You'll get a better understanding of the dimensions and how this breaks down, even into the ethers. Now, like I said, I counted out 6, right? 7, 8. So you got 8 perspectives. If there's 8, remember the ether separates each realm. So if you got 8 realms, then it has to be 9 ethers. Right? You have you have an ether under the 1, an ether over the 1. So there's your 2, and then 1 over the 2, that's 3. 1 over the 3, that's 4, so on and so forth. Once you get that 1 over the 8, that's your 9 ethers. Have an ether under the 1 and an ether over the 8. Right? And that's why when you do harmonic, when you do music and harmony, or you do the keys or the octaves, the last one and the first one is the same thing. Or if you play all 9 keys at the same time, it's the same as like starting over the keys, if I'm not mistaken. If you let me pull it up for you so you get a better understanding. So don't just sound like I'm talking out the side of my fucking neck. Let's see. Let me give you a so let's go back. See if I can pull it up. Okay, here we go. I got a lot of files. Okay, I'm gonna use Walter Russell's. I'm gonna use Walter Russell's his joint. Let's go. All right, cool. Now y'all can see where I'm coming from. It's the Walter Russell table of elements, right? Now I could take this and I could lay it over that map, because all that map is showing you is from, which would be density 1 up here, or the first octave. This is just a spiral, which would be going around those spheres, you see, or up, depending on how you're looking at it. And higher dimensions, or higher or lower densities and gas pressures, you see what I'm saying, that causes the gases to rise to higher densities. You see what I'm saying? Or that causes them to lower. That's all this is. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the spiral that's going around those that whole sphere and within spheres. And when you string it out, this is what you get. It's like coiling out it's like pulling out a fucking slinky. You see what I'm saying? Stretching out that slinky. This is what's happened. So what I wanted to show y'all is, see, when you get to the end and the beginning, let me zoom in for you. If it'll let me. All right, cool. See what it says? The begin and the ending. The end and the beginning. Because once you hit these octaves, it's the same at the beginning and the end. Basically tell you, anytime you eat an etheric field, the etheric field on the lower end and the etheric field on the higher end is the same etheric field. All etheric fields are etheric fields, no matter where you're passing through. Because the ether is the ether. Once you become spiritual, you're spiritual. That's why they had the means of moving throughout all these dimensions. You see what I'm saying? Through spirit, not through the matter. You see what I'm saying? Ether isn't matter. Ether is the information that creates the matter. That's why when you tap into the ether, you have the formula to, you know what I mean, make whatever what is in that information. It's the data file. That's what your father gives your mother to create you. You see what I'm saying? Your father passes on that ether, that code. You see what I'm saying? That has that DNA, that has your DNA on it, which is your dimensional navigational analytics. They'll tell you some other shit you never heard what I just said to you before. You see what I'm saying? Because it came to me. It's dimensional navigational analytics. It's the dimensions that you pass through to get there. It's the analytics of how you navigated to get here. You see what I'm saying? Through these different realms. You see what I'm saying? And collected yourself. Now you came, they still let me share. You came from here. You came from here into here. And then this was diluted. So you fell to here. Look at all this gap you got to fill. You see what I'm saying? This is all your true potential. Where you fell from. And they got us here. And it's D3. And then you can see this is what's happening, right? You have germs. You have germs that are in a whole nother dimension by themselves. This is where germs would be. D1, right? And then you have ants, like 2-dimensional. And then you have us. You see, in this density 1, they're in such a density that they could pass through our skin without us knowing. You see what I'm saying? That's how dense they are. You see what I'm saying? That it's like a gas, like I said, they start to evaporate through the skin. Just like we'll start to evaporate. The more we become spiritual, what you see is like ghosts and shit start to walk through walls. It's the same thing with these germs that start to go through your skin. That's why they call them demons. That's why they call these different parasites and different germs and stuff that can enter the body without you knowing. You see what I'm saying? Because they're in a realm that you can't see. You understand? So that's just with That's what these are. So when you got these lower dimensional beings and entities that could overtake your body, that's why they call this like the lower realm, this hell. You see what I'm saying? This is where the demons are. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what germs and all these parasites, and that's what they are. Now you're starting to see in the ocean, because the pressures are changing. Like you said, we're rising up. The density is changing. We're going in the same. We're replacing the place of these gas giants that you know about. You see what I'm saying? These gas giant planets, and we're starting to become more of a gas planet. You know what I mean? Or what they say is the etheric planet, etheric, because the ether is a gas, or it behaves like one. You see what I'm saying? The gas of information, or the cloud of information. Same thing to why they put your information on iClouds or cloud databases. You understand what I'm saying? The cloud is where you get the information to build any reality. That's the ether, the etheric fields. And I explained this in my last video. If you want to learn more about how that works, go back to my last video. You understand? But that's what these things are. That's what these beings are. They're wheels within wheels. What your ass is supposed to become once you get on your path, you see what I'm saying, and get yourself in alignment and learn your life, your lifelines, and you see what I'm saying, and get in correspondence with yourself, and you'll start to become one of those illuminated ones. You see what I'm saying? Not to be confused with the Illuminati. You have the luminescent and then the illuminated. You see what I'm saying? These orbs of light, they're luminescent. You have the Illuminati. You see what I'm saying? That's a light outside of itself. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're seeing in the sky. You got the luminescence, which is the orbs, versus the Illuminati, which is the military, and that punk ass, they weak ass, reverse engineered ass craft that can't keep up with the luminescence. You see what I'm saying? Dr. Dilbert Blair explained this too when he talked about the Luciferians. Let me go to one of his videos where he talks about this. See if I can find them. Here we go.
We are going into the fourth one. That's where there are 4 coils to that one. Man has gone down 4 times. He can go down 7 times. And from this place, he must come up from that 4th dimension back again to where he was. There are other dimensions. But man, as we understand right now, is not in that dimension as long as he's on this particular planet. But this evolving cycle of going and coming is always there. Now, remember we talked about before that under the basic religion, we were afraid of the devil. We say that that is the personification of evil, and so we say that Eve is the one that bore to man the idea again of his atomic structure. These are all metaphors that were mistranslated by ignorant people, and later on by very intelligent people who wanted to.
What he's talking about is the atoms evening, meaning once you balance the atoms, you see what I'm saying, balance your particles, then you can do other things. You see what I'm saying? That's when you can manipulate matter. That's when you can tap into yourself. You understand? Master self, and you could go throughout these different realms. But it comes from the evening of atoms. That means the balancing of your atoms. That's what Eve is supposed to do. Balance atom out. You know what I mean? Make atoms less chaotic. Make the atoms correspond with other atoms. That's the purpose of evening. That's the purpose of balancing yourself, balancing thyself, so you become a luminescent, a sun of your own soul system, your solar system. That's what these are. These are suns coming into our atmosphere from other galaxies. You see what I'm saying? Miniature suns, because that's what you are. They just activated. So what you know is angels. You see what I'm saying? These orbs, they're angels, but they're you. All you're looking at is yourself, your future self, floating around, coming back to check on your dumb ass. Like, why haven't you activated yet? Hey, it is what it is, man. Call me crazy, but I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's 5 densities. 5 densities. 15 dimensions. It's some matrices and universes that have even more dimensions. It's just the one that we're in is a 5 density, 15 dimensional time matrix. 5 densities, 15 dimensions. Okay? Okay? Plasma is the 5th element, not ether. Ether is not the 5th. Ether is not even an element. Ether is the balance. Ether is like it's the evening. Ether is Eve. Okay? Ether is Eve. Say it with me. Ether is Eve. Atoms are atoms. Atoms are going to be atoms. You see what I'm saying? Until balanced by Eve. You see what I'm saying? It's just chaos. And that's what's going on through the galaxy. If you go into my last video where I was talking about Terrence Howard and I talked about ethers and how the sun works and how it traps the information from the ether and passes it through, then you'll know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? You'll understand this a little more better. I'm not gonna go too far in because my videos will get pretty long. You know what I mean? Without over iterate, because I like to beat the horse. But yeah, it's real simple, man. And hate to say I told y'all so, but I fucking told y'all so. Yeah, man. That's all it is. These are beings from other dimensions. Some from the 4th, some from, you know what I mean, dimensions higher. They come from above. You see what I'm saying? They just entered one of the they just entered through one of the gateways. You see what I'm saying? One of the openings in the etheric field that surrounds this planet. And I talk about that etheric field, like I said in my last video. They call it a different name. I forget the name they call it. Y'all have to forgive me for my recall. Like I said, I haven't been meditating lately, get my mind back sharp, but it is what it is. But I had to put this information out there for y'all. There are 5 elements, 5 densities. You have currently in your human form, the human form has 12 strands of DNA. You have 15, you have 3 other spiritual aspects of yourself that you can't tap into until you master the 12 strands. You see what I'm saying? To even fathom the other 3. Because what the other 3 are like these other 3 dimensions. Let me go back. See these other 3 dimensions, right? Get a zoom in. See these other 3 dimensions up here? 13, 14, and 15. They've been consolidated. Like this is its own solar system. Like this is a whole being that's became a sun. So it's its own 12 planets. It has its own 12 planets. This has its own 12 planets. This has its own 12 planets. You see what I'm saying? It's in correspondence with this being right here that has 12 different minds within itself. You see what I'm saying? And then this being right here that has 12 different minds within itself. And then if you got 12 different minds within each being, 12 times 12, that's where you get your 144. You understand? So that's your 144. That's where that comes from. So when you get up here and you got a being, you see what I'm saying? It's 12, 12, 12. That's where you get that whole breakdown. I'm gonna go to my map so I can explain that a little better. This is my map does. Okay. Okay, here we go. See if I could share this with y'all real quick. Let's see. All right, cool. Oh, back up. There we go. Here we go. Okay, this is my map. Yes, I drew it by hand. Eat a dick. Okay. And I so wish I could zoom quicker, but for some reason, I think that's why. Okay, there we go. Okay, for some reason, all right, there we go. Okay, so you have what I got right here, and I'm showing you that in each dimension, right? Each dimension is in correspondence with your root chakra. So when you have your feminine and masculine nature balance, that's how you unlock a chakra. So your feminine and masculine nature balance is going to unlock your spiritual nature, which is always the third. The ether is always going to come in the three. You see what I'm saying? So you have your spiritual, your feminine, your masculine and feminine nature balance unlocks your root chakra, and it's going to tap you into your sacral chakra. Then you balance your third and fourth, and then you balance your fourth and fifth. It's going to unlock your solar plexus, so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? Each dimension, each dimension that you have balance is going to open up your spiritual nature and have you to where you could tap into stuff that's outside of the realm that you're in. So once you have the you raise your consciousness up onto the third dimension, right? Or what you say your unlock your spiritual power, then you're gonna start. You see what I'm saying? The your spiritual your higher thought. You see what I'm saying? Higher thought, higher self is gonna start pouring in and pulling you up. Next thing you know, you're in the fourth dimension. You're gonna unlock the sacred. You see what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Now when you balance your fourth and fifth, now you're gonna unlock the sixth, another three. 3, 6, 9. You see what I'm saying? These are threes. Your spiritual essence is going to come in threes, and then everything else is going to fall into place in 9. 3, 6, and 9. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. 6 is God coming down. 9 is God going up. We already know that, right? So if you say you have 3 dimensions multiplied by your 12 selves, that's 36. So it's 36 variations of self that can be in these 3 dimensions. Okay, you follow me? 3 plus 6, that's 9. That's your 36 angels, your 36 angles, your 36 cells. Now keep this same formula going up, and you got 12 times 6, that's 72. 7 plus 2 is 9. You keep going up. Those are all your angels until you get up to the 12th dimension, and now you see 12 times 12 is 44. 1 plus 1 plus 4, 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 9. I mean, 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9. That's your 144 angels. And as you can see, by the time you get up here, you don't unlock your pineal gland. And these would be considered the crown chakra, the spiritual realm. Because all these are all these souls, that's why I have them circled. Your souls are that be turned to planets. You see what I'm saying? Each one of these planets that became their own soul system, governed by a sun. You get what I'm saying? So now they're their own solar systems. Right? So the power of one of these is just like hot damn living a whole life. So just this 113 is like living the whole 144 angels. Now you get what I'm saying? It has the power of a whole 144 angels just in this one dimension. And these whole 144 angels can be broke down and divided into what we know as billions of humans down here in the lower density, in density 1. You see what I'm saying? So all these divided as different perspectives, different states of mind down here, different opinions, all that shit comes from these same 144 angels up here. You're just scattered right now. Your minds are scattered. They fractured your DNA. You see each one of these triangles? See each one of these triangles? This is your Merkable. That's why I say DNA is dimensional navigational analytics. These are the analytics of what you came from. Let's say you started out right here, right? Let's say you started out as Aries. I'm gonna use myself. You started out as Aries, come back as Libra. You see what I'm saying? This is your life cycle, and then you pick up a whole another one when that ball turns. You go from Aries, to Libra, right? Circling around, and then the ball, as it's going like that, it's also going like this. So now you done flipped into a whole new zodiac. That whole new zodiac would be that third right here. You see what I'm saying? That you flip into once it rotates a whole nother orbit, in a whole nother orbit, right? So now they done opened up a whole nother zodiac and then pulled you up into a perspective of reality that you wasn't aware of because you was on Libra Aries. Now you see what I'm saying? So now it's pulling you up through all these lifelines and lifetimes. And as you can see, you got 12 divided by 3, and that's how you get your four lives that you live all at once: past, present, future, and higher self. You see what I'm saying? That's what's happening. Your overseer, the crown chakras, that's where they at. They're in the spiritual realm. See what I'm saying? That's where the fight between feminine and masculine energy is over. Now it's okay. I'm a master the feminine and that masculine energy. What do I want to do with it? Do I want to be fully evil or fully good? You see what I'm saying? And that takes you back to, do you want to conquer the you know what I mean? You want to be very, very good at being evil or very, very good at being good. Because whichever the two, you're mastering something. And that's what the whole idea of this existence is about. Being a master of self, master of something, whatever that is. Be wholehearted at it, and you're going to be good at it. You're going to be great at it. That's why it's people that are great at being evil, because they're wholehearted at it. They know that's what they want to do. Their foot is all the way through the fucking door. Both arms, hands, feet, everything is through the door. They know this is what I want to do. And that's why you have people on this planet that, man, they've been winning with this evil shit. And then you got people like, you see what I'm saying, in between, on the fence, in and out of that game. You see what I'm saying? And that's where they're distorted. They're creating distortion fields within themselves. And then it makes you wonder, why is evil getting through? Why, you see what I'm saying? That's because evil are way more sure than people that call themselves good. And that just is what it is. So the more sure of yourself and the more sure of the path of righteousness you get on, shit is going to start working out for you. It's just simple as that. And you know what I mean? Take the time to read for yourself how I break down what, you know what I mean? Earth is really density. That's the matter. You become dense when you become a form of solid material. Or like I said, crystal. That's what crystal is. You see what I'm saying? Anything that crystallizes becomes, that's when it's the hard matter, because it became crystallized. Right? Wind, force, motion. That's what wind is. It's just motion. The force, movement. You get what I'm saying? Or the gas. Like I said, you could put it in terms of gas. And then you have the fire, the flame, or the thermal energy. And then you have water, liquid is the flow or the rhythm of things. But all of these in harmony is ether. It's the etheric power. You see what I'm saying? Or all of these in harmony is plasma. You see what I'm saying? It's balanced by the ether. Excuse me. See how I about made that mistake again? But the ether is what balances all of these elements and gives you a whole nother element, which is plasma. Please stop confusing plasma as the fourth. I heard somebody say it's the fourth element, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Because then that just leaves out ether. That just leaves out, like, I don't know. That just leaves out one of the main elements. If plasma is the fourth element, then what the fuck is, you know what I mean? Earth, wind, and fire. Like, what? Crazy, man. So you have to be all inclusive. And universal law and universal language, that's why they call it universal. That means everything is included. That's why I say motherfuckers don't even realize it, but everybody's right. Everybody's right. It's just a perspective, and your perception of where it came into was it was relevant for that time. You see what I'm saying? That state of existence. or what we know is time. Let me give you an example. Like, for instance, it's sciences that were truth that we held on to as law until somebody else came and proved them wrong. But that didn't mean that we were living a lie. You see what I'm saying? It was just the truth for that time, for that realm, for that perspective, for that, you know what I mean? While we were looking through that window, it was true for that moment. Now it's a newer truth. But that doesn't make that person a liar because we found the new truth. You understand what I'm saying? It just has to be added on to it because we would have never got to this truth if it wasn't for that perspective. You get what I'm saying? So everybody's right. And you have to look through everybody, like stop looking at it as a right and wrong and understand how they see it. Why do you see it like this? It's a reason why you're perceiving it this way. You understand what I'm saying? Get to the bottom of that. Everybody has a perspective. Why do they see it that way is the question you should be asking. And this is what flat earthers, round earthers, bald people think of the planet's a triangle. You see what I'm saying? Get down to why they think the way they think rather than if they're right or wrong. Get understanding, because that's the universal language, understanding. I don't have to know what you're talking about as long as I understand the perspective on what you mean and where you're coming from. That's communication. Feel me? But it's real simple, you know what I'm saying? And if you was to add up each realm, right? If you was to add up 10, 11, 12, you get 33. 3 plus 3 is 6. If you was to add 7, 8, 9, you get 24. That's 6. If you was to add 4, 5, 6, you get, come on now. The map right here. The man right, chill. The map right here. I'm giving y'all the keys. But just because it's a nigga like me, you see what I'm saying, or nobody, I'm not monetized and shit like that. This shit'll be 4, 5 years before this shit even get credit. Well, not, you know, shit is happening pretty fast. Cause I thought, you know what I mean, people wouldn't catch on to a lot of shit that's happening now, and that shit, you know, that's how you know the frequency is raising at an exponential rate. Excuse my French. At an exponential rate, man. Shit is crazy. Yeah, man. So the Luciferians, the orbs, they here, man. Like I said, it's just us. It's us. When I say us, they're like, oh, I thought it was black people driving the. See, you don't understand you, what you are. That's why you would ask that dumbass question. You are not this flesh. You are not this body. You're the seed that's put into it. That sun that I was talking about, that star seed, that's the real you. So when you master self, you become that. And that could travel throughout any dimension, all these dimensions. Your physical body, this self, that can't do that. So that's why they send in these orbs, you see what I'm saying, and to check from other dimensions. They can send their mind. That's the whole mind, which is the real them. They can send that into these realms. That's what's happening. You see what I'm saying? And those are us. Those spirits, those spiritual orbs, those are us. Those are your ancestors. Or what you know as your ancestors, which is the consolidation of the angels, the 144. Okay? Okay? You're just a fraction of that. You're just a fraction of the 144. Okay? Okay? Once we get to the 144, then we could open up the spiritual shit, because now we know we mastered this material and realize that it ain't it. This is what really matters. This when you tap into that, nigga, I could be any form of material and matter I want. That's what they're doing. That's why they transforming on your asses. Because they mastered the particles, mastered the matrix, mastered the possibilities of the formulas and combinations. You see what I'm saying? Who I fuck with, who I don't. What elements I rock with, they done figured it out. You see what I'm saying? So that's all it is, man. So get ready. Either become who you really supposed to be. You supposed to be one of those orbs floating around in the motherfucking sky. You feel me? So get on, focus on tapping into that. Becoming a light being. It's right in front of your face, and you'll still have people talking shit, you know what I mean, towards a conscious community or conscious people. You know what I mean? Just because they got a different perspective on what's really going on, and they try to down talk us. You feel me? It is what it is. But yeah, man, I really want somebody to prove me wrong and tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because this is gonna help me, you know what I mean, find out, you know what I mean, the truth. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think nobody's gonna be able to tell me, nah, this nigga got it off, because nigga, the math is mathing. So somebody proving me wrong. These degrees and everything that I was getting into, that was just me kind of you know what I mean, doing the science, just you know what I mean, trying some other things. But basically what this was the different degrees of the angles of the possible angles. You see what I'm saying? In correspondence with what they connect with. Now, it's one thing that I left out that I need to show you to tie in that. Okay, let me see. Let me pull it up. Okay, you seen the triangles on that last map. I'm gonna show you what those triangles are. Show you what those triangles are. Okay. Couple pictures I gotta show you. It's a good picture to show you too. Pull this up. All right. Okay, so see this right here. Those are those suns I was talking about, right? That's the crown. That's your crown. The 5-point star, just the earth, wind, fire. You see what I'm saying? And then your crown. That would all make sense. The sun is a macro particle. The atom is a micro particle. The star seed is a particle birth. The Ma, the mother, the feminine energy, the grand architect, the perfect craft of wisdom is a feminine energy. Wisdom, woman, witch, wise, evil, witchcraft. You see what I'm saying? Wisdom crafter. DNA, dimensional navigation, analytics. These are just some of my notes. You know what I mean? I got another video where I tap into what that wisdom crafter is, but I just wanted y'all to see. You see what I'm saying? And remember, 3 12s is 36, which is 9. That's why it all goes back to 9, man. It all goes back to 9, the 9 ether, right? Share something else with y'all. These are those orbs you're seeing, right? Those platonic solids. It's a specific picture. This is one of them. Okay, this is your DNA. It's your DNA strands. Each one is in correspondence with which one of the elements, right? And you see how each one has these triangles within angles, right angle, within right angles, within right angles. Okay. Okay. For some reason, I don't have the picture. Here we go. Boom. Okay, in my last joint, you see these? Just like I showed you before. Each one of those triangles that I had pulled through those dimensions are one of your life cycles. You see what I'm saying? Or one of your angles in correspondence to your star seed. What is your star seed? That 5-point star. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, right angles, right? And then your crown, that's what creates your star seed. So then you have in each one of these triangles, which would be a zodiac element, right? So let's say this is Earth because it's green. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 triangles. But it's going to be a total of 12 because you got 6 and then you got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So each one of these triangles represents a 12, right? So you got 12, 12, 24, 48. Each one of these is just a Merkaba folded out. If you or a tetrahedron, I'm sorry. If you fold out a tetrahedron and then you have 180 degrees in each one of these, that's 180 degrees, that's 180 degrees, right? Because you have 60, 60, 60. 60 degrees make up an equilateral triangle. So you got 60 degrees here, 60 here, 60 here. That's 180, 180, that's 360. 360 plus 360, that's 720, right? So you got 720 plus 720, and that's how you get your 144. 720 plus 720 is 144. Remember, this is a tetrahedron. Folded out, which is one part of your Merkaba. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Sorry, y'all. I got a lot of stuff. Let's go back to it. All right. We back at it. Boom. This is a 3D. This is a Merkaba. This is not a Star of David. This is just a face of the Merkaba, right? So you got one part that equals 720, and then the other one going down, that's your 144. That's why this is your 144. You understand? Because it's your life, your lifelines, your life strands. All those life cycles that you done lived on this ball. That's what those triangles, each triangle is one of those cycles. See what I'm saying? Each triangle is one of those cycles. Each triangle is one of those cycles. One of those cycles, bro. So this would be a ball, a sphere. You done lived all them, boom, 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 boom. You done got all them triangles. 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 Until you had then reform your Merkaba again. Right now, it's just split out into a strand like I showed you in my map. They done fucked all your triangles up. See? Scattered all your shit, nigga. Your triangles is all, it's a line now. It ain't supposed to be a line. It's supposed to be a Merkaba or Merkaba. You understand? A sphere. You're supposed to be well-rounded. Things are supposed to be coming in full sphere, not just full circle. That's only one dimension of you. You know what I mean? So we have to recollect, and restructure our DNA, our star seed, our original star seed. All right? That's what's going on. I need somebody to prove me wrong, man. So anybody out here that see this, tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Tell me this don't make sense. But remember to tell me why it don't make sense. Don't just tell me because it's in disagreement with what you saying. Tell me why it don't make sense. Because right now the sense is sensing. And yeah, it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all. To whoever checked this out, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Go watch my other videos when I'm explaining this. You know what I mean? If you're a documentary watcher, don't mind sitting down, having your attention taken for like 2 hours. I did a part 2, so it's more like 4 hours, but it really goes in depth with explaining these etheric fields and the sun and plasmic energy and all type of that good nerd shit. Yeah, man. Love y'all, man. We in the times, man. We in great times. This is great times. People feel like the world is ending, but the world is just changing, man, for the better. We're stepping out of this carbon-based this carbon-based reality into a carbon etheric reality. You see what I'm saying? And the beings that are coming here are from, look where they're from, bro. Look at where they from. Look at where they from, bro. Look at where they from. Where they have crystal bodies. You see what I'm saying? Liquid crystal bodies. Crystal gas bodies. That's what you talking about, these gas giants and whole planets. You got beings the size of planets. You see what I'm saying? In this fifth density. That's why people get confused. Like, we're in the fifth density. No, nigga. We ain't nowhere near the fifth density. Nowhere near the fifth density. We're coming out of into the fourth dimension, closer to the fifth dimension. You see what I'm saying? Dimension 5. But the density wise, nigga, we got a whole 2, man. You see what I'm saying? And going back to the inner earth, I hope I explained that so people could stop with the bullshit of, you know what I mean, that we're all surrounded. It's just water, when we're just a bubble in the middle of whatever the fuck, and just anything could come through the water and just enter our atmosphere through the fuck. That's just stupid. What's happening is they're entering our oceans, coming through our third dimensional oceans through their fourth dimensional oceans, which is on the flip side of our third dimension. You know, it's that simple to me. But all right. Oh, let me pull up. See, I got photos on my other joint. I might, you know what I might could do? Let's see if Google. Let's see. See if I could get a good map. This is kinda. Okay, it does kind of paint. Let's see. I'm trying to get this picture for y'all. Hold on. It's a real good hollow earth picture. Okay. This one ain't too bad. Boom. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. I just freaking did it. Yeah, for some reason, it would not let me. Oh, okay, I got you. I know what it is. Okay. Cool. All right, we back. Cool. All right. So y'all see this. Y'all see this. This is one of the best ways to help y'all understand how this shit is working, right? You see how they got oceans in the inner earth? If they was to go through one of their oceans, you see what I'm saying? They would come up through our ocean. You got oceans connected to oceans. Now they put this like this gray shit in the middle, so it kind of fucks up your perception of that because you're like, well, how do they get through the, you know what I mean? It's crazy how images could do that to people. So let me pull up another one. Pull up another one. Where y'all swear up and down. You know, you just got people like that out there. They real technical. So I gotta look out for the technical assholes. You know. Go. Let's use this one. All right, this one a little better. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. All right, this one a little better. A little blurry, but it's a little better. As you can see, is they got water canals. You see what I'm saying? In the earth. That can connect to our water. You see what I'm saying? So when you see it saying that they coming from out of the oceans, they're coming from out of their oceans. That's connected to our oceans and our waterways. But it's the fourth dimension. That's why they got higher technology. You see what I'm saying? In a dimension that you can't even fucking fathom. That's where they're coming from. Now, you got the dickheads that'll be like, well, if the fourth dimension is in the inner earth and the third dimension is outside of that, then how do they get to the fifth dimension? Stargates. You see what I'm saying? See how they have a central sun? Suns are portals too. I'm not sure that, you know what I mean? I haven't got any read anything about or heard, you know what I mean, from Dr. York when I first heard the information about the central sun. He never said that was what that was. But me knowing my prior information, suns are portals. So if they have a central sun, that can also double as a portal too. You see what I'm saying? That's just one of the means. You see what I'm saying? On top of the many other stargates that they could have created on their own or have, or just means of interdimensional travel. Like I said, once you become a luminescent, you see what I'm saying? One of those orbs of energy, you can interdimensionally travel anywhere without a stargate. You become the gate. You understand that? You become the gate. The reason why you become the gate, because with all those different variations of your Merkaba spinning and stuff like that, it could correspond with any variations of elements. You see what I'm saying? So it could pass through any etheric field. Remember, the etheric fields are what blocks you from each reality. You see what I'm saying? Or each dimension. So if you have your Merkaba that has, it's basically like the master key for that, then you could pass through these ethers. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what a sun is. Your Merkaba is a miniature sun. You see what I'm saying? A star seed, a seed of the sun. And if the sun is the key, you see what I'm saying? The master key that holds all the information of these universes. And the reason being, I explained it in the last video. Like I said, if the sun is plasma and plasma is all the elements in one, then it's going to have the information of all and variations and possibilities of how you could use all those elements. And then that information is caught by the etheric field around that solar system. You see what I'm saying? What they say is the sun is the etheric field is catching cosmic rays. You see what I'm saying? Which is another reason why they do these chemtrails and shit to catch the cosmic rays that's supposed to be hitting us and giving us information and amplifying and changing our DNA for the good. That's what they're blocking out with these chemtrails. And some of these chemtrails have what they call graphene in them. Graphene is a let me show you what graphene is. Show y'all what graphene is. So y'all don't think I'm crazy. So y'all don't think I'm just tripping. Show the folks what graphene is, man. Sure. I bet. Take y'all down through there, Dr. York. Okay, this is what the structure looks like. This is what graphene looks like, right? This is the molecular structure. You see, it's like webbed, and it's in a hexagonal shape, which is crazy because your Merkaba has 6 points. So to put it in the hex is hexing it, you know, it's trapping it. Okay, we're talking about the electromagnetic spectrum. Graphene. What does graphene do to the human body? Graphene oxide affects the body by causing various adverse impacts, such as abnormal activation of immune cells and thrombogenicity. This is because graphene oxide has a bidimensional structure that generates unique interaction by biological membranes and blood proteins in the body, triggering severe effects. Does graphene change your DNA? Graphene oxide nanosheets induce DNA damage and activate the base incision repair Burr signal pathway both in vitro and vivo chemistry. So it's telling you like this is the shit they be spraying in the air. You see what I'm saying? The fuck with your DNA. Like I said, this is dimensional navigation and analytics. So if they fuck with the sun is trying to give you, you see what I'm saying, nigga, you not gonna leave here. See what I'm saying? You're not gonna leave this round. It was another joint I wanted to pull up on graphene, and basically shows you how thin, man. This shit is like, it's thinner than the graphene. It's like thinner. It's thinner than a strand of hair, and stronger than steel. It's like super strong. You can't even see it with the naked eye. It's so thin. So like this is part of what they could spray this material in the air. They can do all kind of shit with this material. But you see what it does by you if you was to breathe it in or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the type of shit they do, man. It's the type of shit they do, bro. So yeah, bro. 15 dimensional time agent. If you want me to iterate on this, like I said, I like more so having conversations with people to where they can ask questions. It's more so like I be talking to myself when I be doing this shit, because outside of people never watching them, shit, I don't have nobody that be like, you know what I mean, like yay or nay to the information. Like, motherfucker, tell me I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Tell me something so then I can go back in my bag and you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean, sharpen this shit up, tighten this shit up. But I haven't seen anybody to tell me I'm wrong, I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, man. Like I said, like, share, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, I don't really care. But it's just a way of this information reaching more people. That's what I care about. So if you hit the like, subscribe, it's gonna reach more people. That's just how the algorithm works. As far as you liking it, I don't really care. I want you to you know what I mean, prove that the information is wrong. Prove it. Don't just say I'm wrong. Prove me. Just like I proved why I said what I said, because I had the math to math it up. Prove to me why I'm wrong about the elements in the dimensions. All right. Fair is fair. Shout out to everybody that's, you know what I mean, on this journey, teaching people. Like I said, it'd be good if we could all come under one roof, under one perspective. You know what I mean? So the people won't be so scattered. It's one thing that the information is scattered, but if the teachers that are putting out the reiterating the information, because it's all a lot of this is old information. It's just coming through different vessels. You feel what I'm saying? But even with that being said, the people think it's the information is different coming from, depending on what person is coming from, just because the people are different and they're not under one roof. You see what I'm saying? Or even acknowledging that person that was kicking the information is on the same shit they on, or was on point, or what they wasn't on. You see what I'm saying? Like, iterate, let the people know. In other words, we're going to have these factions. You see what I'm saying? Of people, like these conjugations of people that call themselves talking about the same thing, but not on the same page. It's mad weird, man. But shout out to y'all anyway. That's trying, I guess. Much love, real love, unconditional love. I'll holler at y'all.